Good morning, friends. Today we will discuss a great poem written by a great poet. I am referring to Dylan Thomas, the great Welsh poet who was born in Swansea in Wales in 1940. He lived only for 39 years and he breathed his last during one of his famous poetry reading tours. And by that time, he had already become a legend on both sides of Atlantic. The first volume of poems published by him, entitled 18 Poems, made him instantly famous. The other great works from Dylan Thomas are, that is 25 poems, The Map of Love, Death and Entrances, The Poem in October, and Fernhill. He has also written a beautiful prose work called A Child's Christmas in Wales, which is a very powerful, nostalgic experience of a Christmas in the perspective of a child. The poem I am referring to is a Villanelle. A Villanelle is a form of poem. It's a song, it's a poem of poem which has got 19 lines. It contains 5 tercets and a quatrain. Tercet, you know, is a stanza of 3 lines and quatrain is a stanza of 4 lines. Another feature of a villanelle is the use of refrains. A refrain is either a line or the part of a line or a group of lines that is repeated alternatively during the course of the poem. That's called a refrain. In this poem we will find the first and the third line of the first tercet is repeated in all tercets alternatively, and it forms the last 2 lines of the poem as well. Villanelle came from Latin. Its origin is in Latin. It came from a Latin word called villano, which represents the rural rustic life of peasants. So therefore, originally it was connected with pastoral poems. During 16th century, a French poet called Jean Pizarrat made or perfected the form of villanelles. Therefore, he is considered to be the architect of modern villanelle. The title of this poem is, Do Not Go Gentle into That Good Night. Do not go gentle into that good night. And before explaining it, we will just see what was the background of the poem. What was the occasion of the poem? Dylan Thomas was very much attached to his father. He was a source of inspiration for him. He was a source of strength for him. And one day, Dylan took his old father, who was partially blind, for a medical checkup. And after the checkup, the doctors told him the most shocking news that Dylan could ever heard. They told him that his father was suffering from cancer and his days are numbered. Nothing could ever save him. But Dylan thought for a moment about his father's past. He was a soldier who never bowed before others, a fighter. Therefore, before the sure and certain death, he wanted his father to show courage and to fight till the end. So he wanted to write this poem and read it out to his father. But unfortunately, before he could complete the poem and publish it, his father was dead. He was gone. And this poem shows two qualities of Dylan Thomas. One is the mastery of his craft in the language, the mastery of his craft, and also his ear for the sounds. This is a beautifully rhymed poem, and definitely this is one of the greatest villanelles in English. Though villanelle was originated in Latin language, perfected by the French, the poets like W.H. Auden and some others had written beautiful villanelles in English language, including Oscar Wilde. Now, let us go to the poem and see what Dylan Thomas wanted his father to do.